Union Cabinet of India has approved and cleared 4 major missions for ISRO. Venus Orbiter Mission, Chandrayaan 4, Bhartiya Antariksh Station, Next Generation Launch Vehicle or NGLV. Twin planet of the Earth. Very recently we have done aspirants, and this docking experiment is very important for India, a very new engine technology that is called semi-cryogenic engine technology. Hello everybody, I am Ritesh R. Jaiswal and welcome to PW Only IS. Today in this video we are going to discuss about very important aspect of space technology. As we know that in September 2024, Union Cabinet of India has approved and cleared 4 major missions for ISRO. After completion of these missions, ISRO will be at high pedestal and Indian space segment will be in a very strong position in world and international arena. So these missions are Venus Orbiter Mission or Shukrayaan, Chandrayaan 4 after Chandrayaan 3 obviously, and Bhartiya Antariksh Station, right? And apart from it, we are also developing a launcher, a new launcher or rocket, and that is called Next Generation Launch Vehicle or NGLV. So let's take on one by one that what it is all about, right? So the first thing that we are going to discuss is Venus Orbiter Mission. And this Venus Orbiter Mission is India's next extraplanetary mission after Mangalyaan. You know that Mangalyaan we have done it, and the same orbiter mission we have done with the Mars. So we have already sent orbiter with 5 sensors attached to it to the Martian orbit, and we moved around the Mars for around 7 years and we collected a lot of information from there. Now we are running high with the success of Mangalyaan or Mars orbiter mission. Now we are going to repeat the same thing with Venus. As we know that by 2028 we are going to launch it, right? This Venus Orbiter Mission or VOM will have 19 different sensors and payloads, and it will be going very close to the Venus. Obviously, it's not going to land because it's a not landing mission, it's a orbiter mission. So orbiter mission are basically when this spacecraft will move around Venus and then it will do remote sensing of the Venus surface and atmosphere. Now Venus is very interesting planet. You know that Venus is also known as twin planet of the Earth because in mass, density, shape and even the atmospheric composition, Venus is very close to the Earth. So if we study Venus to the depth, if we understand everything related to the Venus, then it will give us a better understanding of the Earth also, that how this Earth was and how to understand more important aspect of the Earth around it. So this is what we are going to discuss. So there we are going to study the surface, its topography, atmospheric composition and interaction of Venus with Sun also, right? So if we do this by 2008, Venus is going to be the second planet in the solar system where India would do the orbiter mission, right? So that is the one we are going to do. Now the next one we are going to do is Chandrayaan 3. You know that Chandrayaan 1 in 2008, it was orbiter mission to moon, right? And moon is very much part of the Earth system only, right? So Chandrayaan 1 was successful. Chandrayaan 2, we tried to land onto the moon with our lander and rover, but we could not do it because of the crash landing happened. Chandrayaan 3 was a big success because India was able to land onto the moon, and then India has already proven its capability to do such space missions which are very, very technologically investing, right? And now India is all set to send Chandrayaan 4 to moon, where we are going to collect something from the moon's surface and will bring it back to the Earth. It will have 5 different modules attached to one place, and then it will be launched by LVM-3, the most powerful launch vehicle that we have. It will land onto the moon, collect the sample, it will bring it back. It will give better insight of the moon structure, its surface composition, right? Till now, I mean, obviously, we know that Apollo and Luna mission, Apollo of America and Luna of Russia, they have collected the sample from the moon. They have been very successful, and India will do the same thing to prove its space capability, right? So let's wait for it, that how this Chandrayaan 4 is going to unfold in the future. The date is around 2028. That is what ISRO and the cabinet has to say, right? Now, the next one, if we talk about, then it is very important one, that is Bhartiya Antariksh Station, right? I mean, I'm sure that all of you know about Antariksh Station or a space station. Right now, operational space stations are only two. One is ISS, International Space Station. It's a multinational collaboration, NASA, Roscosmos, ESA, Chinese Space Agency, and JAXA, Japanese Space Agencies. And it's there since 1998, right? Now, the next one is Tiangong Space Station of Chinese Space Agency. And if India is going to do it, then India is going to be the third country to have a space station, that is called Bhartiya Antariksh Station, by 2035. And you know that very recently we have done a SpaceX, I mean a space docking experiment. And this docking experiment is very important for India, because in docking experiment what we do, we send module, we send part, and in this space we try to, you know, dock it together. Docking means we try to combine and join it together. So docking and undocking is a very important part, because if you make these kind of a space station, then you can see these space stations are made up of small modules fit together. So all these small modules will be sent to the space one by one, and over a period of time it will be docked and combined together to create a entire space station where we can conduct microgravity experiment, we can conduct lots of experiment and observation in the space. And obviously in this Bhartiya Antariksh Station, astronauts can be there, they can spend time, they can stay there, it will have habitable environment for it. Like the way we know about ISS and Sunita Williams is living there, although Sunita Williams is trapped there, but then we can say like living there with another, I mean many other astronauts. So this is what we are going to do it by 2035. So that is Bhartiya Antariksh Station. Now, if we go with the next one, then you know that India has developed so many launchers to launch our satellites into the different orbit of the Earth. And not only different orbit, our launchers are capable to take the things even higher in terms of a space mission, right? So we started with SLV, satellite launch vehicle. Then we developed ASLV. These two were the small size experimental launch vehicle that India has developed. But then we developed PSLV, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, and it enabled India to launch its own satellite into polar orbit. And then we developed GSLV and LBM-3. This can lift up heavy satellites up to 4 tons to the geostationary orbits, 36,000 kilometer orbit. And then we developed SSLV, the small version of the launch vehicle, that is called a small satellite launch vehicle, where 500 kilogram satellite can be launched to 500 kilometer of the orbit. And recently we have added one more, that is called HRLV, human rated launch vehicle, that will be used in Gaganyaan, the human crew mission that we are going to send in future. 3 astronauts from India will be going. But what about next step? What next? We have done so far so good. So next step is that India is all set to develop next generation launch vehicle, that is called NGLV. And if all goes well, then we are going to develop it by 2032. Now this NGLV will be 3-stage launch vehicle, that you can see the model displayed by ISRO, and this will be also known as Surya rocket. As you can see, the name Surya is written out there because the project itself is called Surya. So either we will call it NGLV or we can call it Surya rocket, Surya launcher. 3-stage launch vehicle and 3 stage to the orbit, and the most important part, the lift up capacity, the payload lifting capacity of this rocket will be best. I mean, it can lift up to 30 tons of payload satellite into LEO and up to 10 tons into GSO. So this NGLV is going to play very important role when it comes to development of Bhartiya Antariksh station, when it comes to send human crew to the moon. So that is also something we are planning, that we are planning to send human crew to the moon, but then that particular thing, that particular mission would require a new rocket, and this rocket will be NGLV. Now there is a lot many good thing about NGLV. The first thing, it is based on green propulsion system. That means the fuel that we are going to use will be less polluting. It will be less damaging to the environment. The second thing, the first stage of this launch vehicle will be reusable. Reusable means that we can use it again and again. So we can recover it and we can reuse it. Somewhere in the line of SpaceX rockets, where the rocket's part can be reused again and again to decrease the launching cost. So NGLV's first stage can be reused for 20 to 25 times or 15 to 20 times it can be reused, and it will decrease the launching cost very low. Second thing, that this NGLV is going to have a very new engine technology that is called semi-cryogenic engine technology, and this semi-cryogenic engine technology will have liquid kerosene as a fuel and liquid oxygen as oxidizer. So kerosene will be at normal temperature and oxidizer will be at minus 183 degree. That is why it is called semi-cryogenic, and it is different from cryogenic engine, right? So this is what we are going to achieve, and this will play a very important role in the coming time. Now I have presented 4 missions and some related information about it. Now you have to comment in the comment section and you have to tell me that on which topic out of this 4 you want to have the next video, right? Or if you want to have any other topic where you want to have a video related to UPSC preparation, you can drop a comment in the comment section and we can talk about it in the coming class.